Do you want to have the CROESUS log but find 4-man CROESUS too slow or too boring? In this video I will tell you everything you have to know about the most efficient method to get the CROESUS log. Here is a little index. Feel free to jump to any of the timestamps. Why would you do dual CROESUS? Dual CROESUS might sound scary, but don't worry. It is pretty easy, and even as a learner, it is more efficient than 4-man CROESUS. Besides that, there are two main benefits. One of that is that all the extra effort you put in gets rewarded. Secondly, dual CROESUS gives up to 33% more kills if done correctly. There are two different roles for dual CROESUS: mining plus fishing and hunter plus woodcutting. Both setups are on screen. Some items are optional, but they will speed up the kill, resulting in possibly an extra kill an hour. You don't need the legendary hour. A few tiers lower is also good enough. If you don't know any of those items, in the description will be the name of the item next to the number. Besides the setup, it is also important to have the Shadow Grace relic active. I will now go in depth on what to do in the kill. First I'm going to explain mining plus fishing. After that, hunter plus woodcutting. These steps won't include any of the mechanics. If you want to learn about the mechanics, there is a section at the end of this video. If you want to learn a little bit more advanced strategies about the mechanics, that will be in the advanced tips section. Deplete the mining spot while using gargoyle spec for each swing. I will go more in depth in the extra tips section on how to use your gargoyle spec efficiently. And with at least 15 calcified fungus before leaving. Head to the fishing node and deposit your 15 calcified fungus. After that, deplete the fishing node and make sure you have at least 15 algae once you deplete the node. Once you have done that, rod the fishing spot for some extra points. Deal with the middle mechanic if not done already. Once you have dealt with that mechanic, repair the fishing statue and instantly pray once the statue is fully repaired. You can now kill CROESUS in the middle. Don't forget to drink the correct soup. The blue soup will boost your hunter level, yellow will boost your mining level, red will boost your woodcutting level, and finally green will boost your fishing level. If you drink the correct soup, you will deal 50% more damage to the core. Play the dive to the woodcutting spot cooldown once the bar at CROESUS in the middle is almost over. Repair the woodcutting statue and instantly pray once the statue is fully repaired. Go back to the middle and finish CROESUS off. Congratulations, you have a dual CROESUS kill. Deplete the hunter spot while 2-ticking. I will go more in depth on how to 2-tick in the extra tips section. And with at least 15 fungal spore before leaving. Head to the woodcutting spot so you can deposit your 15 fungal spore. After that you can deplete the woodcutting spot. Don't forget to equip your hatchet. And with at least 15 timber fungus before leaving. With the rotten fungus you got, rot the hunter spot. If you have more than 20 rotten fungus, you can also rot the woodcutting spot for some extra points. Head to the fishing spot and deposit your 15 timber fungus. If fishing isn't depleted yet, you can either help with depleting the fishing plot or already repair the statue. This decision depends on the plot HP and when the middle comes. Don't forget to equip your fishing rod-o-matic if you are going to help with the fishing plot. Once you can't help with the fishing spot anymore and the middle mechanic isn't currently active, you can start repairing the statue and you can pray instantly once the statue is fully repaired. You can now kill CROESUS in the middle. Don't forget to drink the correct soup. The blue soup will boost your hunter level, yellow will boost your mining level, red will boost your woodcutting level, and finally green will boost your fishing level. If you drink the correct soup, you will deal 50% more damage to the core. Play the dive to the woodcutting spot cooldown once the bar at CROESUS in the middle is almost over. Repair the woodcutting statue and instantly pray once the statue is fully repaired. go back to the middle and finish CROESUS off. Once again, congratulations, you have a dual CROESUS skill. I will split up the tips in 3 different sections. One section are tips for the mining plus fishing wall. The next section will be tips for the hunter plus woodcutting wall. And lastly, a section that have tips for the general fight and are useful for both worlds. If you use a gargle spec every time you mine a fungal fungus, you have a 100% success rate. This will speed up the mining plot with an insane amount. You do this by just pressing your familiar special attack keybind every time after you gather a fungal fungus. You need a spiritual potion to keep this up. It is recommended to drink the whole potion so you have an extra inventory spot. Tank always the first bomb you get. Tanking most mechanics doesn't affect your run, but it will save you a lot of time if you tank the first bomb. It is recommended to avoid other mechanics, but it isn't a big issue if you mess up a few mechanics. However, avoid the bombs that give a negative boost at your current node. For example, the yellow bomb when you are mining, or the green bomb when you are fishing. You can always rotten 6 fungal spores. Even if you do the mining spot tick perfect, you still end up with 15 calcified fungus. If you have the construction outfit, equip it when you start repairing the statue. Before you start the kill, you can already drink the extreme hunter potion. This will increase your catch rate with a good amount. If you 2-tick the hunter spot, you will speed up the hunting spot with an insane amount. To successfully 2-tick the hunter plot, you have to click your hunter cape keybind every 2 ticks. This sounds hard to do, but I have a little trick that will make it a lot easier. If you turn on soul split, you can look at your prayer points in your action bar. If that number changes twice, means that you are also 2 ticks further in the fight. So if you are clicking your hunter cape keybind every time you see the prayer points changing twice, you are 2-ticking. Tank always the first bomb you get. Tanking most mechanics doesn't affect your run, but it will save you a lot of time if you tank the first bomb. It is recommended to avoid other mechanics, but it isn't a big issue if you mess up a few mechanics. You can always rotten 3 fungal spores. If you do the hunter spot tick perfect, you still end up with 15 fungal spores. You can drink a super woodcutting potion once you start with woodcutting. It gives a small boost, but all little bits help. When there is a hunter middle, both rules can 2-tick. This will give you the opportunity to 1-cycle CROESUS. I explain in the hunter woodcutting extra tip section how to 2-tick. This will result in less points and you might miss out on a loot pile, but you save like 1 minute for each 1 cycle. This can result in an extra kill, so it's definitely worth it to do. You can already turn on soul split when middle is about to spawn. So when there is a hunter middle, your prey is already ticking down and it will be easier to 2-tick. If the middle mechanic just spawned but you are almost done with your fishing quadrant, it's recommended to first finish the fishing quadrant before you go to the middle, because you have to gather more materials if a quadrant takes longer. It is recommended to give the mining plus fishing wall more time in the middle spec, because often the hunter plus woodcutting wall gets more points than the mining plus fishing wall. This is especially important when you are going to 1 cycle, because you will not always get all the loot piles. If you are confident with the strategy, you can leave the middle mechanic on a tiny bit of HP. If you do this, you don't get any mechanics for a long time. However, this isn't recommended if you are new to this strategy, because it gives a lot of hot energy. Equip your Artificer's measure when you start repairing the statue. If you turn on custom curses in settings, you are able to see which skilling plot is coming in the middle earlier, due to the skilling icon of your cursor. If you don't see any skilling icon in the cursor, that means that it is a woodcutting middle. Now I'm gonna show you some example kills of this strategy. First I'm gonna show you the mining and fishing wall. Thanks to Dave J for recording this kill. When the kill starts, he instantly goes to the mining spot with the sparkles. There he starts spamming his gargle spec. You also see him instantly hot like 6 materials. This is important because otherwise you will struggle with some inventory issues, and if you hot 6, you will never have the problem that you are short on any materials at the fishing quadrant. For this part it's just important that you don't run out of summoning points and that you spam your gargle spec as much as possible. Once you have your 15 materials, you can head over to the fishing spot and deposit your materials over there. After that, you can deplete the fishing spot. There isn't that much to it to this fishing quadrant. It is just follow the sparkles and try to avoid as many mechanics as possible. If you tank a mechanic every now and then, it isn't a huge problem or anything, but just try to avoid them. The hunter plus woodcutting spot is a little bit quicker than you, so at some point he will help you deplete this fishing spot. If you are quick, you can deplete this fishing spot before the middle mechanic. If you still need to do a lot of damage that you have to skip the whole middle mechanic if you want to finish this fishing first, then it's recommended to first go to the middle mechanic and finish that off and then go to the fishing spot. Once the fishing spot is depleted and you dealt with the middle mechanic, you can start praying the statue. Make sure to equip your Artificer smasher and your master construction outfit if you bring it with you. While you are praying the statue, make sure you don't have any drained stats and make sure you have already soul split up. This is handy if there is an hunter middle. If you are almost done with praying the statue, hover over the middle with your mouse. If you have custom curses enabled, you can see which skill is in the middle before the node is visible. If you don't see any skilling icon in your cursor, that means it is a woodcutting middle. In this example kill we got a hunter middle. Don't forget to drink the correct soup. In this kill it was the blue soup. Because we had soul split already up, we can instantly start 2-ticking. And then it's just a matter of finishing the kill with 2-ticking. Here is another example kill, but then the hunter plus woodcutting roll. This kill will be a 2-cycle. Before you start the fight, make sure you have drunk your extreme hunter potion and that you have your soul split active. There is a spot next to the pillar where you can start. At this spot you can escape and start 2-ticking at the spot with the sparkles. I always hold 3 materials because this will never give you any inventory issue if you do the kill correctly. And you will never miss out on any materials if you are done with this quadrant. Once you have depleted your quadrant and you have your 15 materials, you can go to the woodcutting quadrant. You can deposit your woodcutting materials here. Make sure you don't have any drained woodcutting stats and then drink your super woodcutting potion. There isn't that much special going on at the woodcutting spot, it is just follow the sparkles and try to avoid as many mechanics as possible. It isn't a big problem if you tank some mechanics, but it's highly recommended to just avoid as many as possible. Once you have depleted your woodcutting quadrant and you have your 15 materials, go to the fishing spot. But first go to the hunter spot to rotten that quadrant for some extra points. Once you are at the fishing spot, deposit your materials and start helping with the fishing spot. Make sure you have your fishing rod-o-matic equipped. If you are quick, you can deplete this fishing spot before the middle mechanic. If you still need to do a lot of damage that you have to skip the whole middle mechanic if you want to finish this fishing first, then it's recommended to first go to the middle mechanic and finish that off and then go to the fishing spot. Once the fishing spot is depleted and you dealt with the middle mechanic, you can start praying the statue. Make sure to equip your Artificer smasher if you bring it with you. While you are praying the statue, make sure you don't have any drained stats and make sure you have already soul split up. This is handy if there is an hunter middle. If you are almost done with praying the statue, hover over the middle with your mouse. If you have custom curses enabled, you can see which skill is in the middle before the node is visible. If you don't see any skilling icon in your cursor, that means it is a woodcutting middle. In this example kill we got a fishing middle. Make sure you drink the correct soup, in this case it's the green soup, and just AFK for a little bit, or you can click the sparkles. Once the bar above the middle is almost empty, Blader dive to the woodcutting quadrant. And now it's just a matter of repairing the statue, pray the statue and then finish off the kill. I will go over the mechanics of CROESUS really quick. I assume that you have some experience with normal form and CROESUS, so you probably know most of the mechanics already. A lot of damage can be avoided by using the Crystal Mask spell in your ancient spellbook. With this spell you can safely tank any stat drain, even if the stat drains multiple skills. There is a short cooldown on this spell, but still make great use of it. Spore bombs. Each color spore bombs will debuff one of your skilling level. Blue will debuff hunter, yellow mining, green fishing, and red will debuff woodcutting. You can avoid this mechanic by moving out of the 3x3 area. Fire ring. If you don't move away in time, the fire ring will teleport you to any random skilling quadrant. It can also teleport you to the quadrant you are already at. Slime bolt. CROESUS will spawn a slime blob close to you. You can avoid it by running away from it, but it is highly recommended to just tank it with the Crystal Mask spell. Stunfall. With this mechanic you will throw a stun attack on you. You can avoid this by either use Anticipate before the attack or Freedom while you are stunned. Sticky fungi. CROESUS will root you in place with sticky fungi. You can remove this mechanic by clicking on it with a lock in your inventory or by wielding the Sana's torch. Energy fungi. CROESUS deploys 4 energy fungis near it. You remove them by clicking on one of them and wait for a few seconds. If you don't remove this fungi in time, CROESUS will gain 40% hot energy. There are different travel areas to move to a different quadrant. To pass the mushroom area, you have to click on the mushroom with the sparkles above it. And to pass the minefield, you have to use movement abilities. The safer option is to stand on the top stairs, then step one tile down and then double search. The quicker version is to bladed dive plus search from the bottom stairs tile. The spec order of CROESUS is always the same. You can see on screen now which spec order he has. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave a like. And if you have any feedback, please say it in the comments. See ya!